Right, lads, today's episode of Car Caves, we are heading down to meet James and Patrick, which is a 40-year ongoing collection between father and son, and they collect everything from bikes, tractors, vans, cars, you name it, it's down here. There is sheds upon sheds of stuff. So sit down, put the feet up, get an old tea and biscuit into you, and enjoy the video. Thank you very much for having us down here.
You're welcome, very welcome, surely.
There's a couple of questions for you. I suppose we'll start with the mounted cars that's here. What started all this?
I don't know what started. My father's, I suppose, Pat McGovern and there was a couple of older boys that were with, used to bring my father about, and then I started to go with them. And then they used to give me a chance to drive a car. I remember, and then I kind of got hooked that way.
That's what started.
Do you know what I mean? And that started off. I suppose it started off in the early 80s, and then I got mostly into it in the 90s.
That's when the Anglia
came in, and then I got married, and then I had nothing for a couple. I had Anglia for a couple of years, and then when I had it, then I bought a couple of other cars. Then I suppose about 2000, and then ever since that, then I'm buying maybe. If I have money, I'll buy one, and if I haven't got money, I'll not buy one. That's the way I go.
Yes.
And that's
so your money's a safe kind of bet in them.
Well, at least it's there, and you know what I mean.
You have something to look at.
There's something to look at
as well.
There's so much to see here that as I'm editing this video, I'm struggling to find out how do I put this together without it just being too much. So we're going to start off just walking through, talking about some of the cars, and we're going to jump around a little bit.
You were saying
that's my first car. I bought that in 1990.
That's what started it all for you.
Yeah.
So it is, huh? Nice wee Anglias. The Anglias were lovely.
That's only a basic. The standard. The short grill. If you look at that, the deluxe has had that grill.
You got the better one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a light 400cc. 2-stroke. That's the engine in it there.
Yes.
Lloyd's did not last because they had the petrol tank over the engine.
Roadster.
And they're very early on the Bimini as well now.
Yes.
Yeah, I bought that and I ended up doing it up, but sure, I spent as much on it doing it up, thinking that I was going to have it done for nothing, but it doesn't happen.
It's the memory of doing it, isn't it?
Oh, will you quit?
At least you can see you've done it yourself.
And this is a 1935 Coventry Eagle 350.
That's beautiful, so it is.
Oh, he's a lovely bike. It caught me eye that time when I was down at the auction.
Yeah, it's the type of thing that would now, as I said myself, I wouldn't be into bikes or know much about them now, but
that appeals. And it's hand change as well. It's a gear, hand change gears.
Wooden gear and everything.
Yeah, hand change. There's no
pedal. It's the first thing I seen when we walked in the shed. Was that bike?
Yeah,
just the red.
I'm not into bikes.
I'm not big into bikes. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'd say just this bike is absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It's absolutely beautiful. Like I love even just like how simple. Like even just the frame.
So simple.
Just the frame, big square frame on it. Like
I like the red and the black. It's just pure.
It's gorgeous.
And then you have the little wooden gear stick here as well. Like.
Yeah.
Absolutely class. Like.
I don't know what mahogany or something like that. It's gorgeous. Like, and then here even just your valve here for your fuel and everything. Just.
Yeah, it's beautiful now. Something different. Really caught our eye when we walked in here on it. What is that?
That's to tell you temperature.
Hot or cold.
Yes.
Temperature.
You see, there was no water pumps in any of them old cars.
Yeah.
And it was only gravity that more or less brought them round the radiator. And there was no water pump in them.
That's the terror, isn't it?
That's how you knew.
You used to look out the window and you'd see the gauge in front of you when you're driving.
You could see it, you know what I mean?
If you could see it.
It wasn't steam you seen it coming out of there first.
And then you were seeing the accelerator pedals in the middle of this.
There's the accelerator pedals in the middle between the clutch and the brake.
That's the terror, isn't it?
The same with the Singer.
You would have a few pints in, you coming home after a few
drinks. And this is a 1960 Berkeley.
Three-wheeler.
Three-wheeler. They made three-wheelers and four-wheelers, but they only made them from late 50s to mid-60s. They didn't last long.
Right.
They were a fiberglass car. The three-wheeler car was made in England that a man could drive it on a motorbike license.
Ah, yes.
That's why they were more or less. That's why the three-wheeler cars came into vogue. That any person that had a motorbike license could drive a three-wheeler car.
So as you can tell, a lot of this collection is all pre-war, a little bit post-war. but it's just fantastic. It's not something that we would normally be seeing. It's not something that we would normally be dealing with, but there's so much history here, and Patrick and James are both just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to this kind of age of a car. So this was just, we were in our element, basically. This was just fantastic for us.
Oh, the Thames, I never copped that on it either.
Yeah. That's a Thames van. That's a 1000 van. 55 Thames van.
That's
1000 van.
a lovely van, so it isn't it? It's beautiful. Loads of room in the back about here, huh?
And that's a 92 Golf convertible.
Mark II.
Mark II.
Mark II convertible would have been a rare enough car too.
I don't know now, to be honest.
Never. I don't think I ever seen a Mark II convertible myself.
Yeah. That's 1923 Model T Doctor's Coupe.
Right, 1923.
23 Doctor's Coupe. 103 years old.
Jeez.
He's only the second owner.
owner.
He's the second owner of it.
Right, we're up here and this is tractor heaven now. Any of our viewers that's big into tractors and stuff like that. So I suppose tractors
The first off is
start off the one closest to
the
us. I
one
suppose.
closest to us. That's a Massey Ferguson 135 or 35.
35.
35.
Yes.
The predecessor or the earlier one of the
135.
135.
Yes, yes. And
And
probably none of them probably ever had a cab on them, I suppose.
No, they never had a cab on them. They
35.
came with air conditioning on them.
That was
That's what they came with.
built into them.
Built in. You didn't have to.
Yeah, sure, it was either.
The wind in your hair and the flies in your eyes.
That was it.
That's
Put the
it,
goggles on, and away you go. So I wonder
That
if we
was
wore
it.
glasses back then in the days.
And then that's a Porsche Algier. That's when Porsche was taking over Algier.
Right.
And that's a
Diesel.
Porsche Algier.
What year? What age would that thing
That'd be early 50s.
Oh, right, okay.
The early 50s now.
She wouldn't have been too common in Ireland.
No, that one definitely wouldn't mean. That one came out of England. It came out of, I think it came out of Lincolnshire in England.
Right, okay.
And
wouldn't have been
that's where it came out of.
people in Ireland back then wouldn't
No,
like
it
to
wasn't
have
that big now. That was a 3-cylinder. That was a big thing.
Brute of a thing.
That was the big Massey of the day now. And then this here is a Ford Ferguson.
Ford Ferguson. I only heard about these only about 2 weeks ago, so I did.
The Ford Ferguson had a different rim and had a different back rim as well to the 20, the TVOs.
Oh, right,
They were totally different.
And there was a falling out between Ferguson and Ford
Ferguson
over all
and
this.
Ford fell out over the 3-point linkage.
Yes.
It was the linkage they fell out about.
That was the end
But
of it
really
then.
and truly, I don't think Ferguson was right at the time because they reckoned it was their patent, and Ford reckoned it was their patent, but it was never patented. It
Right.
was someone else's copy they took.
Oh.
But that's as far as neither of them really owned it, but Ferguson patented it.
Yes.
That's Ferguson patented it. You were getting into big stuff when you had that.
into big stuff when you had that. You were a big farm in England when you had that.
You had a big farm when you had that.
There wasn't too many farms here local using or anything else. There wasn't.
There was only one man I know, and he had majors all his life, Austin Cassidy, there over in on the way up to Corla there.
Aye.
And Austin's father had all Fords and majors.
Right.
Jesus, and he always loved them.
Loved them.
Loved them.
Just that, I suppose he liked them and
He
that
liked
was it,
them and
wasn't
that
it?
was it now.
Yes.
And then starting then behind that, that's a late 60s Massey 135.
135, yeah.
That's
That's a clean one.
a clean one, and that was the, what do you call it? You could say that was the birth of Massey in the country now.
Aye, the 135.
The 135.
Everybody had one.
Everyone had them, and everyone looking for them.
Every house had a 135 and the Corolla XLI.
Yeah,
So they had. That was what you had, wasn't it?
That's what they had, and that's an American tractor. That's a Ford Powermaster.
I've seen that. That was just that by
That's a
Minolti and stuff.
No, right, we only had a Bond.
Bond, was it?
There is a couple of them about, all right.
Yes, yes.
It's a Powermaster. It's straight. It's all petrol.
Very bling looking badge in the front of it too.
Yeah, they made them. They had that was about 52. They had about 1950. They had a badge there. They had it called the Millennium.
Right,
100 years of it or something around there in the early 50s of that.
Oh, right, okay.
And then that's Massey Harris Jr.
That's a big.
Biggish, more
Biggish
American,
looking
more
American.
American type.
Strange
Strange looking, yes.
It's not what those boys are used to.
It's more of a crop tractor, I'd say.
Aye.
That way.
Yeah.
I have that a good few years. That's a Deutz
Single cylinder. Deutz, right.
Deutz, and that's a Ford Ferguson there as well.
You have two of them.
I have two of them. And then that's a Ford's an N, or not a Ford Nan.
Right,
Ford Nan. And then that one down the back, that's a Ford, that's a Massey, but it's a straight peppel. It's not a TVO, it's just a scenario one. It's all straight peppel.
Right.
And they would have been brought into Ireland in the mid 50s, early 60s. You know what tractor motors, the hardware is?
Ah, yeah.
They would have brought them in that time. They had a guy over in England buying all the little Masseys, all them 20 diesels and TVOs and all that. And they were bringing them back into tractor motor, and they were doing up the engines in them and sending them back out again. The printed stickers on it.
Oh, on the side, right, okay.
Cub.
Yeah.
And then next to that is another Cub, but that's a French one.
Oh,
and it
right.
has the chrome stickers on it.
The French ones had the chrome.
French had the chrome.
Right.
The Americans were miserable.
Strange that the seat off to one side on the two.
Yes.
Why, what was the idea behind
The
that?
seat, I don't know what the seats would have been offset on the mania, but do you know what I mean? But it was they were more or less for crop, I think.
so
That's crop, that's mostly what they were for, and they're different
Take a bit of getting used to driving them being off to one side like
would
that.
have been all right now. That's nearly, that's all the tractors there.
Do you have many, do you take many of these out? Or?
Most of these, some of them, for Barn Show, we'd take out a good few.
Ah, yes.
For the show and Barn, but
Not too far to run them down the road.
not too far to run them down the road. And that.
Yes, yes. And what have you up in the attic here and so? The loft?
That's a BMW 2000. It'd be the same thing, it'd be early 70s. I'm only holding it for a lad because he's moving house at the moment. It's a BMW 2000, same thing as the 2002, but it is 4-door.
Yes, yes.
The other ones are only 3-door.
The 2002 is worth some money now if you had one.
Right, but that there'll be rarer than
Probably
the 2000.
is, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
And then up beside that there, you can see it there through the fence.
Yeah.
That's Keats as well. That's a 1926 or 27 recovery truck.
Right.
Recovery, and there's no cab or nothing on it.
Yeah.
But it's a recovery truck.
Right.
So that's what he had. That's what he landed that as well, just. But that there was a kind of an impulse buy. It's a wee electric 3-wheeler.
Right. Jesus Christ, that's cool, isn't it?
No, I have the love for cars, but anything petrol, anything but it has fuel in it.
Yes,
it has to have fuel in it. There. I wouldn't be a big lover. I wouldn't be a big lover of the electric now.
Even though you've wee Sinclair over, yeah.
Even though I have it.
That was just impulse buy.
That was an impulse buy at one time now, so that's it now.
Fully electric.
Oh no, fully what?
Fully pedal, that's all it is, isn't it?
I don't know. I bought it. Yeah, it must be 15 or 20 years ago, and I never done a damn thing with it. And I must. You can buy the whole bits for them. Still, and right. I must get it up and going and see what it's like.
Just something different.
Something unusual.
Yeah, single-seater electric. Does the steering? It obviously pulls up out of it.
No, you have to leave it there. You're steering actually on your knees.
Get into it there.
Get into it there, yeah. Because if I got in, I wouldn't get out.
I mightn't get out that handy either.
You will. You get out. So you're freaking more nimble than I am.
Oh, no. So
that's the way you sit and you steer on your knees.
Oh no.
Yes. That's what it is. You steer on your knees.
Oh, I don't know if I like that. No, not.
That'd be great help for you in and out tour.
Oh, it'd be great, wouldn't it? Huh?
You'd be killed the first day you went in.
Killed the first day you went in, exactly.
Funny enough, there's a crowd in Birmingham do every little bit for the Villiers engine.
Oh, right. They're in everything, like.
They're in everything, yes. They were in everything now. And there's an NSU Quigley.
Oh, right.
And that NSU Quigley has, I don't know if you can look at it there, 100 and something miles.
125 miles.
125 miles from new. It spent most of its life in a German museum.
That's a terror, isn't it?
That's what it did. This must be diesel.
Here's your your visitors coming
now. I thought to be here between 1 and 2.
No, they're early.
They're early, is right.
So it actually turned out that the day we were visiting Patrick and James, they were actually hosting a local vintage car club down here in their yard. This is something that they do fairly regularly. So they invite local vintage clubs down, and then they take that opportunity to actually help raise money for local charities. So how amazing is that? Also, some of the cars that turned up were absolutely unbelievable.
Oh, Jesus. He's too quick for me. Yeah. Paddy, just stay straight up, Paddy, just. We'll get another one. Put you in here.
Start videoing again.
Still have more. We'll have to. Oh, hey!
There's a wee donation box inside if you want to put a donation in.
Yeah, because
there's no charge.
no charge for it. Any money is raised here during the year when we open up for an open day. It's all sent to St Luke's Cancer for the festival, part of St Luke's Cancer, but Dad started up years ago. So we just, any money is raised here today or any other day we have here, it all goes into that pot because I take nothing out of it. I'm glad to have everyone here and I wish you'd enjoy when you do come here. There's be a cup of tea down below in the bottom shed and there's the toilets here. I've only one toilet, which is men, you may do something else. That's all I have to say. Dad, my father's away at the minute, but he'll be back in a few minutes anyway, so that's it anyway.
So as if we didn't have enough to look at with the 80 plus cars already here, an entire vintage club just pulled up
there.
and some of these cars are absolutely incredible. Like this Volvo here, I absolutely fell in love with this thing. The colour, the chrome, the attention to detail, but every car was like this. We were just in our element. So as Patrick was entertaining, we decided to sneak off and have a wee nosy.
Well, this must be the little switch for the window wipers. Yeah, probably actually. You have a bit of storage in it though, to be fair. A little bit of storage space there. Couple of pads and, you know, the essentials.
This is definitely a bit of Daniel here, anyway, so it is. Okay, 45,000 sterling.
Oh!
There's one for sale in the UK at the minute.
Holy fuck. 45.
Beautiful car though. Beautiful.
Interior on is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it?
Don't think I'm picking it up with the sun, but the wee Marina van.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like where would you ever go to see one of them now? Like I've never seen one in the first place, but
Yeah.
I think these two yokes here are cool. I think they need to be left like that.
Leave
them like that,
yeah.
Yeah.
It just
Like the wee Singer 9 there, she's just patinaed nicely, like the little bit on the bonnet, the bits on the wings. Like I would just leave that car as it is.
Yeah.
So
Crank start as well.
yeah.
Break your wrist every time.
Break your wrist every time you have to go. Imagine if you go to the hospital in a hurry with the missus having a child or something. And
Missus have a child, you
well,
get
then
your wrist-
I just have to
wrist
snap
put
my
back in.
wrist here till I get it going. I really like this Transit.
Do you know what? I was going to say this is probably my pick.
Yeah,
I think the Transit is actually my pick.
class. It's just because it's how cool it is and the way the modern ones nowadays rot so
I know.
badly. Like
And even it's not massive, but there's so much space in it.
huge space in it.
This is cool as well. You were talking about this earlier.
I see the vents in the side of
It's
it.
just open. You
Yeah.
can actually see in.
You can see into it.
Or you can see what is in it.
Yeah.
So like, imagine
10 grand's worth of tools sitting in there. You see them over in England now breaking into vans and cutting holes in the doors and stuff.
Even like the clear glass into the back and everything.
Yeah.
Is, like you don't see that anymore
No,
for
definitely
good
not.
reasons. But
Yeah,
like no
is it
dividing.
any bit one? You don't see that stuff nowadays.
Exactly.
What's it say there? 1970 Transit Mark 1. And you know what?
I'd say that thing's worth some money.
Absolutely beautiful. He only got this recently, I think he was saying too. Thank you very much for having
you're
us.
welcome, man.
It's an
Take
amazing
care.
collection. We're glad to see
You're
it.
so welcome.
And
come back anytime.
We'll be back, surely, absolutely. If you keep adding to it, so we'll have to come back and do an updated video or something.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
But just for me to wrap up as well, lads, viewers, thanks very much for staying tuned. If any of you have anything that you'd be interested in showing off, like Patrick and his father James here, do make sure to reach out to us and give us a message or head over to ToolzWithCarz.com and send us a link there. All right, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video.